Hi there. So, if you are needing a little bit of help to walk through the Rock Virtual Lab, here's what you need to do. Once you open up your document in Google Classroom, you'll read through the background information about the three kinds of rocks, and then you'll get to the link that says Virtual Lab How Are Rocks Classified. Click on that link, and it will open up the Glencoe webpage. But, like it says down here, you may need to click to enable Adobe Flash Player and then allow. So I'll click right on that puzzle piece and then it says allow and I'll say yes and it will load the website. Then it says read the directions on the next slide and follow the procedures for collecting data on each rock sample to determine their identity. So I look at my next slide. Here are my directions. It says click the video button below the magnifying glass. Watch the presentation to learn about igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. Observe how rocks are formed and how to compare their different characteristics. So if I just scroll down just a little bit here, there's my video button. I would click on that and watch the video. I'm not going to do that. You guys can do that on your own. It's just informational. Then I'm ready to test, and it says click and drag a rock sample of your choice from the tray to the test plate. So I'm going to pick this one right here, and I'm going to click it and drag it over to the test plate. And then it says drag the magnifying glass over the rock sample to observe it and determine whether it's igneous, metamorphic, or sedimentary. Make your best guess. Based on what I learned from the video and what I learned from my background reading, I'm going to drag this over. I can see that there's big crystals. And so I'm going to say it's metamorphic. And then I'm going to drag it over.
The selected sample is not a metamorphic rock. Please choose another lab.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but when I clicked on the door to open up metamorphic, it said, nope, this isn't a metamorphic rock. So my guess was wrong. So then I'm going to try a different door and I'm going to click on igneous. And it opened up. That means I have an igneous rock right here. Okay? Now I'm down on step 5. Once you've opened the door, go to the rock testing lab in this document for that rock type. So I am in the igneous lab space. So back over here on my lab papers, I have igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary. I'm going to select igneous right here. And I'm going to fill in this data. Okay, let's go back to the directions really quick. It says, follow the testing procedure for that rock type, record information in the data table, then use the colored key to identify the sample. And when I'm done with all of my samples, I'll answer the analysis questions on the last slide. So now that I'm at igneous, it says click on the posters on the wall to get specific information about igneous rocks. So I can learn about their color, I can learn about their texture, and more texture from different kinds of igneous rocks. Okay? Now I'm going to drag the magnifying glass over my sample and I'm going to look at my specimen there. And based on my observations, does it have a glassy appearance? Do you see holes in it? What color is it? What's the crystal size? Once I make all those observations, I'm going to then match those observations to this blue table down here, and I'm going to make a guess, an educated guess, based on my observations about what that rock is. So to make sure I'm right, I'm going to click the door to return to the main lab. So there I go, back to the main lab over here. And I'm going to click the white arrow on this test plate, and let's say I said it was granite. So I click granite, and I click check.
And congratulations! You have correctly identified the selected rock sample.
So I got that one right. If I picked pumice, and I click check.
The selected sample is not the rock you have chosen from the list.
So I would have to go
the igneous testing lab to investigate additional properties of the rock sample.
So I'd go back and I'd try again. I'd go back to the igneous lab and I'd read those again and I'd look again. I'd look at my observations again and select either obsidian, scoria, basalt. I'd select something different until I got it right. Once I know that I get it right, I'm going to enter that information under rock name. Okay, then I'm ready to move on to another sample. So I'll go back to the main lab. I'll put this guy back in the tray. Whoops, excuse me, little guy. And then I'll pick a different sample. Okay, so you're going to do one igneous rock, one metamorphic rock, and one sedimentary rock, all following the same procedure. If you have any questions, you can certainly email me. When you're done with those 3 samples, you'll go to the end and you'll answer your analysis questions. Please make sure you're doing that in complete sentences. The last lab, I got a lot of fragments and no capitalization or punctuation, so you lost points for that. So please make sure you answer those in complete sentences, okay? If you guys have questions, shoot me an email. Good luck, have fun.